Hey guys, Lucas here from Vintage Surplus, and today we're going to go over the battle dress uniform. Alright, so what I got on right here is a BDU top, so the battle dress uniform. This one in particular is in woodland camo, which you can see those terms used interchangeably. So for woodland camo being called BDU, whereas BDU is actually the style of the uniform. Just like ACO and UCP, they were so closely intermingled because it was a brand new uniform with a brand new camo, they just became synonymous with each other. So yeah, got that off the table. So now the top. So a little bit of history about this top. Where did it kind of come from? What is it kind of based off of? In general, this is a more simplified kind of version, more military looking cut of the jungle uniform used throughout the Vietnam War. So for a little over a decade before this, guys were wearing the jungle uniform for some duty purposes, but mostly out in the combat environment. And it took that, it was a good uniform, and they took the OG 507s they were wearing as well for in garrison use, and kind of combined the two. And you can see that because the cut is definitely more military, like the OG 507s, and the pocket layout is like the jungle uniforms, and you go from there, and you got this. So to start off with, you got a nice collar. It's a good collar fly. Back in the day, they put their rank on the collars, and you got button closure up in the front, which is nice because buttons are easy to repair in the field, in a garrison environment. So if you do pop a button, anybody can really sew that back on for you. On the front, you got 4 pockets with button closures. Again, those are good pockets. You can put a lot of stuff in there, and they lay pretty flat if you iron it. If you don't iron it, they can kind of puff out, but in the day, good to go. On the sleeves, they're slick. You wear your rank, not rank, but in the Air Force you would at least. Whatever unit patches you have, you wear that on there in the Army, everything like that. And the cuffs, you got button cuffs, so you can adjust them in easy. And then that's pretty much the top, other than different types. So the U.S. Army or the U.S. military in general went through several different types of the BDU uniform. Some of the types just came about because of different camouflage patterns. So you saw the 6-color desert camo and the 3-color desert camo each get their own types, and then they changed materials between that as well. So you'd see going from a 50-50 cotton nylon twill to a 100% cotton ripstop to a 50-50 cotton nylon ripstop and all the uniforms. So you get like 10 different types, but they're all the BDU uniform. This one right here is I think type 3. I may be wrong, but yeah. So you can see there's just a bunch of different types of uniforms. They're all pretty much the same thing though. Other than that, the only difference you really see between types is around here on the waist. Sometimes you see a tab, and that tab is to bring in the waist a little bit, because on the type 3s, they made them a little looser cut, similar to the old school jungle uniforms, so they breathe better in more hot weather environments. But that was taken away eventually as well. Next, we'll look at the pants. So these are BDU pants. These are the BDU layout of pants is probably, I would say personally, like the best pair of cargo pants you will find out there. And nowadays, any cargo pant you can look at it and be like, it's kind of a BDU style. So they're still relevant. It's still a great pants. You can find them, in all sorts of different camo patterns. But we're talking about, the issue ones right here. So to start off, you got your standard like waist hip pocket, and then a button back pocket on both sides. And then, aside from your belt loops, you got this nice waist adjustment tab. So if you get a little bit larger size, you can adjust that waist down to fit you real well. And then you got a good cargo pocket that's just straight horizontal with a good button flap that billows out some, so you can stuff this full of stuff. And then on the pant cuffs, you got some ties to blast your boots with. So yeah, those are the pants. Pretty simple, but well thought out, and they're still perfectly good for everyday use nowadays. The BDU uniform got replaced in the Marine Corps in 2001 with the MCCU from the U.S. Army in 2004-05 with the ACU, and the Navy replaced it finally, and the Air Force replaced it finally. So yeah, nobody uses this more within the U.S. military other than maybe for training purposes, but it's a good relevant uniform that still rocks today.